Welcome into another episode of Farming Simulator 25 with me, the midlife Simster. Thanks for joining me again on Hutan Pantai. So we're still in December just about. As you can see, the preparations for January Madness have begun. Got that trailer as loaded as I'm ever going to get it. Still got some stuff to move around, so we've got a few pallets over here kicking around still. We've got 2 on the tractor, several still in the spawn point over there, several in the spawn point over there, and loads of mushrooms to sort out. So quite a lot to do. The only reason I've oops, wrong vehicle. The only reason I brought you guys in now is because I'm going to take the kimchi noodles and flour up to the restaurant, because the price is basically good enough now, so I'll just get it done now. Off camera, the only other thing I've done is I have serviced both the grey tractor, or the white, or whatever you want to call it, but I've also serviced the harvester and the header, because I noticed that they were quite low, and you know, when you're putting all the effort in to get the yield up, what's the point in then harvesting with a broken header? So yeah, done that as well, which is good. Where these steering controls. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So I'll nip these up to the restaurant now, as long as I don't tip the truck like I almost did there. And then we'll head back, keep prepping for January off camera, and then the big day will come, and hopefully we'll make some dollar. See you shortly. Weird, he's not there. Welcome to January. No pallets there. Oh no. Some pallets there. Some pallets there. Some pallets there. Lots of pallets still there. And chaos. Absolute chaos. But it's time to go and make some money. Okay, so first moment of truth coming up. Well, at least we managed to fit through everything. Wow. 28, 24, 19. Holy moly. That's 71,000. Or over 71,000. And we've still got most of the mushrooms still to come over, and a load of the other produce. We may break 100,000 today in this. So we need about 29,000. $37 and 15. Smashed it. So another 52 on top of our 70. 260,000 in the bank, and we haven't even taken the planks up to the temple yet. We've had worse days. I know it's a one-way system and we're going the wrong way a bit, but we're going to be a bit rebellious here. I can't really think what the quickest way to the temple is. I'm sure it is this way. Oh, is it? Hang on, am I going completely the wrong? No, it is. Yeah, temple's over there. But we probably should have actually gone left back there. Wonderful. Now, I know could in theory do this tomorrow in the light, but I want to do it in the dark because just on the off chance, it just does make it a bit easier to spot the orbs for the 10,000, so we'll be keeping a little eye out if the rendering and the distance rendering works properly. Don't got anything knocking around there. apologies for the recordings, last couple now. I know, this stinking new steering system. Yeah, the recording, audio quality on the voice, probably last few episodes, and like you mate, has been a bit on and off, only because I've had the baby on my lap so much. And I'm very keen to try and do as much recording as I can at the moment. Just because this, Farming Simulator naturally is a popular game. So in terms of like, creating for YouTube, you gotta strike while the iron's hot, as they say. So it's in my interest to get as much content out for the channel. But it just means that I've got to vary when I can do that. So apologies in advance. So absolutely epic amounts of money at the moment, and we'll get another couple of grand now when we drop these off up the road. You're not overtaking me, stop it. Do my head in. Go on then. You're all blinking D. What was I saying then? I don't even know what I was about to say then. I got so annoyed with a AI car. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. This, 200, this can be the best part, 270 grand. Really does give us some options. Plus, we haven't got any loans, so, you can add on, we can add on to that with a loan. So, if something really, really good came into the shop, in theory, right now, we could go for it. I've talked about it a lot and and ahed about what I think might be or might not be the best decisions. Equipment is good for me because it'll make my life easier, but it isn't going to make me any money. What we need is stuff that's going to make us money, and that is either land with a crop in it, or land that we can do something with in terms of wood and animals. Or if we're not going to go down the land route, then it's got to be animals, or leading on to production, or crops for production. So I'm very tempted to do... I want to do the animals and the land side of it, but the money is productions. We know that. And the best part, 300,000 basically gives us carte blanche to buy what we want. £15,000. Nice. £275,000 in the bank. Good times. Good times. Right. That basically is going to do it for January. So I'll get this back to the farm. I'll see you there. So here we are back at the farm. Excellent. Just check now this guy's still okay. Yep, still 7,000 litres in use, so you're all good. Loads of eggs here. Superb. 1,000 there and 83 there. Good stuff. These guys can just keep ticking over, and should have lots of water in this one yet. 31 in there. You should have plenty of water as well, Mr. Mushrooms. Yeah, 3,004, which for you is plenty. How are you doing? Oh, you could do with a bit of wheat. So we'll put a bit of wheat in you quickly. And yeah, fine. Plenty of flour. Plenty of eggs. So, what a change, eh? What a nice change. Which means, we can start chucking these eggs in that we got at the moment. By the time that the little chicks come into maturity and start laying as well, we're going to be rolling in egg laughs. So we're going to be rich in eggs. Right. What did I say then? Wheat very quickly into there. Wheat, wheat, wheat. How much do we have left? Because we've obviously used quite a bit now for the chickens and various other bits and bobs. Still 15,000, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. After the next harvest, it'll be even better in terms of reserves. So things are looking pretty good for the farm, dare I say it, at the moment. Getting some real good progress. Right, what side are we? Tip side left is wrong. We want tip side back. You let me tip ever, or what's going on here? Why is that not working? What am I doing wrong? Ah. Oh dear. Tell I'm tired. Excellent. So that's got plenty in it to keep it busy, to get us some flour on the go. So productions are all good. Plenty of water, and you guys keep going. I'll top you up probably tomorrow. Plenty of you, we just checked. No, but you're all good, and you've got some wood left in you there. So happy days. And it's just comes a case now of what do we do with our money, really? Got to make a decision. That is really tempting. If it was a silage wrapper as well, I would 100% bought that, even though we haven't got anything to use it for. It just because we will need that in the future. 180cm bales as well, saying we will need it. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my word. God, we could spend all our money right now. Just go and drop it all on a bunch of used rubbish that I just said we don't buy. Stuff that is going to give us money. It's just going to make my life easier. If we had bigger fields, that would be an absolute steal. That'd be great to use. Only 22 months use on it. You could put the, I don't know why you'd want narrow wheels on it, really. I don't think it matters, does it? But 110,000, just, 12 meters would be superb on it, but 250 horsepower needed for that. That is genuinely tempting. Oh yeah. That's our weeder. We don't have anything in terms of the 9-meter windrower. No, come on now. It ain't worth it, is it? Let's not be silly. I know what we need to do. So, just in case this needs to be the end of the episode, so we'll talk about that now. In 3, 2, 1. So if you have enjoyed this episode, then please do give it a like and a subscribe so I can see what's working for the viewers. If you do have any thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I will respond to you. And until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon. Take care. And if it's not, I'll just carry on a little bit longer. So nothing else to do but just go into tomorrow now and see what the future holds, because there's nothing to do in February. We don't plant in cotton. There's nothing else to plant. It'll be a quick look at if there's any contracts and what's in the shop, but primarily tomorrow's going to be a pretty fast day. Okay, so we are into February. Let's see what it's got in store for us. Let's have a little look. Any good contracts? Absolutely none. No, no thank you. Gigantic weeder. Funky little thing, isn't it? But not really getting used to us. This monstrosity would be cool as 10, but I'm not sure this is the map for it. How old is it? 28 months. 540 horsepower. 278, so a touch much for us. And that one is the other end of the scale, and it's not enough for us. So nothing of any use there. How are the chickens doing for their feed? Oh man, they really are going through this food, aren't they? We're going to have to keep a proper little eye on that. I'm quite tempted. There is a mod for like a garage, but it's basically like a works oil drum sort of thing. I don't agree with it in terms of we could do, like, you know, all sorts of serious repairs to vehicles and things. However, for the sake of being able to up and down the sides of this truck, it'd be incredibly beneficial. So I might just check how much that would be, and I might install that somewhere on here, just to save us having to go constantly back and forth. There has been a couple of other extra mods come on, some of which I've downloaded, but I haven't brought onto the map yet. One of them is the CLAAS trailer at about 17 grand. That would be brilliant for us, because as things start to now increase in terms of the yields in the fields. Oh, I'm a poet, I don't know it. It'd be kind of handy to have a much better trailer size. But again, it's not an absolute essential purchase right now, so I'm gonna hold off it and just see how it goes. You've still got a couple thousand litres of wood in you, so you're fine. Let's grab you and take the eggs across. What I wish I could remember is how long has it been since I last took any of the produce across to the shops, because the January profit margin that we had, I'd be intrigued to see how long it kind of took us to get that. I don't know whether it's worth just now letting these just build up for the year and seeing if we can get by, and maybe only using it when we absolutely have to. And just kind of go from there. I don't know. Oh. Okay. Come on. Catch in there. Here we go. So, I mean, you know, the price drops on them now anyway, so there's no point selling them unless we have to. We don't have to right now. And again, you know, we're very financially comfortable, aren't we? So it's not like we need any money. We've got the option of the loan if there's something that's a little bit above what's in the bank right now. And then I guess that would be the worst case scenario then, wouldn't it? If that we desperately really want something and it's over the loan amount, but if we sold some of the products at their lower pricing, we'd be able to do it, then maybe that's the tipping point. I don't know. I don't know. But it has definitely been in a hole in my pocket, that money, and I want to spend it on something now. I just need to do a bit of thinking as to what direction I want this to go in, because if we get animals and we go down the sheep and goats, then you're looking at a particular type of product line. You could still do the dairy, but I think if we're going to do dairy, then you've got to go water buffalo and cows. I'd love to do that. I'd love to go down that route with it. It just depends on plots of land, and right now there's no point buying anything. I mean, that's tempting because it gives us a big field, it gives us some trees. I don't like it in terms of the animals being that far away. I know it's a weird thing, but I just don't. I mean, I suppose, if they're out in the wild there, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this month is kind of pointless. There's not really much up for it, is there? So I'm gonna let it basically just run through whilst I give it some thought, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. Okay, decisions made. If you look at the top right hand corner, I've spent a rather large chunk of our money. Rightly or wrongly, I just needed to make a decision on it, and it was doing my head in. So I made a decision. Now, as we're taking a water tanker with us, I'm sure you can guess what that might mean. I was really tempted to buy this field on the left, but it's so up and down, and I think I will still buy it at some point. It's just not yet. The preference was to go a different route with it. I have purchased this field directly in front of us, number 49. So it does need ploughing, but it's got 2 fertilizer estates in it, and I'm going to turn it into a grass field. And the reason we're going to turn it into a grass field is because we also have a pasture. Whoa, dude, come on. Obviously, it's a horrible little kind of bump into this area, but all we're going to be doing is dropping off the bales there, the food, and dropping off the water. So we're not going to do massive amounts of work. It's not the end of the world, and it doesn't look absolutely horrific. We have 60 baby water buffalo in our pasture. Hey, dude. Hi. Hello. Yeah. So we're going to grow their grass in there. This is... Oops. How do I get rid of my torch? Go away. So once we've got the grass in here, we can turn that into both silage and into hay. Combine that with then obviously the straw down the line, that'll make the TMR. So the kind of longer term plan, and then I'll go into the kind of fly mode now. So it's taken up basically most of this extra land. I can't really do anything with this. That's the only downside of that plot, is that we've got this big chunk here. I might try and plant a couple of trees here, if I can hire the equipment and just let them grow in this area, and then that might be a sort of mini tree farm area for us to come and get some wood from. But otherwise, can't really do much with this. I could extend it a touch at some point, especially in this area here maybe, but it is what it is. So we're going to get a grass seed into there, a bit sharpish, because these guys need some food, and we don't have any. Now I could have waited to give them to buy them, but I just wanted to get on with it. So I may just go and buy a couple of bales just to keep them ticking over. It doesn't need to be anything. It doesn't need to be TMR or anything like that, because these guys don't need that. They will be quite happy with their meadowgrass, but they obviously haven't got any of that at the moment in their system. So just a basic grass bale would be absolutely fine. silage and hay, I'll give them the 80%, TMR, I'll give them the 100%. The longer term plan, as I was about to start talking about then, is if we come back down here, back then, down the main road towards the farm, own these fields, obviously very, very long term, happy days, that's fine. Going to keep turning this around various different crops, and this one, it's kind of in the same sort of way as Dagwin. It just makes sense to use this to extend the farm buildings, I think, in some ways. Or buy this and combine it into that. And I kind of prefer that idea because then we could do something down here. And this is where we could then look to put this build in here for 254,000. We could do something with this, try and tuck it into this sort of area. That gives us then their somewhere to keep these guys ticking over and they'd be perfectly happy. We could try and extend that fence so that when we've always got 60 of them at a time in the pasture. It also then allows a bit of flexibility to do something with this field. It may even be the case that because of the size of the pasture, we may end up actually putting this in here so that we can extend that around and make it the whole thing, and then we can do something different in this area there. So, but yeah, a bit of work to be done, so I'm going to get on with that pretty quick. However, the one thing we do need to do is plough this field. There's no way I'm using that awful plough that we've got. We're not creating new fields, so I'm going to go and buy and spend a little bit of our money on... where is it? One of these subsoilers, probably this one. Only needs 130 horsepower, it's 4 meters wide, so that'll do us nicely. And it's such an easier thing to use than the plough, where you've got to flip it back and forth, and it just seems to take an eternity with the adjustable plough. So go and buy that, take that over to the field, get that sorted, get it planted with grass. And away we go, and we'll just see, by the end of the day, I'll have to see how the water buffalo are doing with their food, if they've actually started eating the meadow grass. If so, happy days, I'll just keep them ticking over, because it's going to take us 2 months to get the grass up and running for them, in which time then hopefully we can pick out a mower and the relevant equipment we're going to need to deal with grass. Hopefully I haven't bitten off more than I can chew here, and I have off map just like loaded it up, obviously, and then did a load of editing and then deleted the save. But whilst that's doing that, I'll show you. I tested putting the milking shed, the 254 here, and it just about works. We could fill in this space. It's not pretty, put a couple of trees around it though to make it a little bit better. That'll give us a space for 72 cows at a time in this area then for milking. So on the basis that we've got 60 down in the main field, my plan would roughly be then get those 60 up to maturity to the point that they're milking, get them in here. It may well then be the case that, depending on our financial situation, I'll put more down in the bottom meadow again. And as soon as we start getting calves, then we can just basically factory them. So they'd be down in that bottom field down there, say down there. When they're ready to be milked, they come up to this one, they live in this one. And then once we've got a point where we're kind of replacing the ones that are in there, we reach our maximum capacity on this, we can then start selling off the older ones in here. Once they've had, once they've given birth to a calf, put the calf down the bottom, and we'll just kind of rotate them out and sell off then the eldest ones. So that's the kind of long-term plan. Still not sure about this little area. I may do a sheep pasture, like a really small one. I don't know. I may put... I'd like to put a big log in. The £150,000 production, log-in production in there. This one. The Wood Miser, which we had in Silver Run. Because it produces basically everything but the prefab walls, which are really expensive, but you know, we don't need to worry about that. but it'll give us the chips as well, but it produces a much quicker rate, I think, than the small one we've got. So could do that, but then I don't want to start chopping wood down. So yeah, loads to get on with. Let's get to work. Well, that's quite annoying and stupid on my part, really, isn't it? No excuses. That is absolutely on me. Completely forgot to check whether or not I could actually plant grass seed in February, which of course I can't. It can only be planted from March onwards, and then it stops basically the winter months. Whoa! Massive amount of wheel spin. Oh, be patient. Dear me. So we'll just leave the seeder and the tractor down here for now. Pick this thing up with this tractor, like so. Spin back around, grab the weight, take this back up to the farm. Dropped off those 2 bales now for the water buffalo up there. Let's just have a little check how they're doing. Yeah, so they've got, I mean, the max they can hold there is 11,000 litres of hay, so that's good. So they're going to be covered. They should. We'll see now. Can I not? From that angle, of course, it is. Lordy Lord. It'll be interesting to see how much they eat of that. Really, how much of that they get through. I'm hoping. Why can't? There we go. I'm hoping that might see us through certainly February and March. If it can get us through April as well, that gives me then the chance to plant the grass in March and let it grow through April. And then if we can harvest the first batch of it in May, that would be pretty good, because then we'll have planted all our oats and the rice and everything else we need to do in the coming months. Might make life a little bit easier. Other than that, I don't particularly want to put too much wood now into that, into the sawmill. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for having that sawmill. It's obviously a big money maker. I don't particularly like having that sawmill. I feel less guilty, ironically, if I spend 150,000 on a sawmill that produces loads more wood, and then I'd make loads more money. I don't know why that one would make me feel better about having it than this one. I don't know. Chickens, how you doing? You're okay? Yeah, 2,000 litres of food for you. So next month is going to be a busy one, because we're going to have to, let's have a look here now. Where are we? So March we can put the oats in, so they'll be going back into 27 and what's left of 28. So that'd be good. Get them into the ground. Happy days. And then we'll also need to do the grass down in the new field there with the cows down in 49. So that'll get started on that. Moving into April then, that's when we'll plant the 2 paddy fields. We've got to decide what I'm going to do with 30 as well. I still think hiring a planter in April might be the way to go, and putting some soybeans into the ground. Certainly April, maybe May, depending on the sort of money situation and what's going on. But that's basically the kind of rough plan, I think. I really, really, really hope the cows kind of come good for us. The cows, water buffalo. What they can do down the line. So in sort of, when is it? What does it say? Breed is used for dairy farm, produces buffalo milk. Buffaloes like grass, hay, and TMR. Additionally require water. This is a calf. Animals that are healthy and older than 18 months can reproduce. The numbers in brackets refer to the effectiveness of their respective food. I don't know at what point they start producing milk. I'm going to have to go and look into that. Does it say if we go down to the purchase point, does it say, or do they, well, it can't be, it must be 18 months onwards. They can reproduce at 18 months for the cows. It doesn't say, does it? I'm guessing then it's going to be the same point that they can reproduce is when they produce milk, so it'll be 18 months down the line. But I don't know. I'll have a little look into that offline. Look at this little dude. I shall name you Texas. I wish I could name them. That'd be awesome. Hey, listen, if you have enjoyed the episode, then please do give it a like and subscribe so I can see what is actually working for you guys. If you do have any thoughts, please feel free to leave them in the comments tonight. I will respond to you. And until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon. Take care.